Well, it is 5:30. We are all set up. I'm sure you already saw that. It's off to a decent start. There's not a whole lot of people here yet, but I've had 2 pretty good sales so far. So hopefully it keeps it up. But this is the way it started last time, and then it just went. So hopefully we're back on track again. But there are a lot of missing vendors. Like, they sold out every spot, and there's about 8 or 9 vendors missing, and there's only like 30 spots. So 8 or 9 missing is a lot. So the weather's a little cooler. I may have messed up. I wore jeans because it said it was going to be in the 60s at night, but then I checked a different weather and it said it's going to be 72, which is still cool, especially if the wind is blowing. So I'm not overheated yet, and I've had my jeans on, so we should be okay. Hopefully. But I'm about to start begging John for some food. Even though I ate right before I left the house, I'm already hungry. I feel like I spent half my life hungry. All right, we'll check back in. Oh, just checking in. It's about 7:17 p.m. I'm gonna knock on wood before I say this, but the kids haven't been too horrible tonight. They've actually been pretty well behaved for the most part. It's been okay. Nothing to write home about, but there's a few things on their market debut that have sold. The wiener dog in the purse, that sold. And Stacy's new pattern, Dolly, that wiener dog, it sold. Trying to think if there's anything else that was new. Let me take a peek. So, a cat in the bed, but that's not their first time out. That's like their 3rd, I think. No, that would be it for the new items that sold. So far we're at 13 plushies and 2 car swings. So that's 15. That's what we sold last time we were here. And hopefully it ends up better because we still have a little over 2 hours to go. And this music is really loud right now. So I'm gonna go. Okay, you guys, I blew it. Kids were making us crazy, and this is the after video. Sorry. One of those things when you just want to get out of here. Well, good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, October 26th, I think. And yes, it is. 2 days after my market on Friday. And this one is the market that I suffered through the heat all summer to save my spot for season. And you would think right now is season. But it's not going like I expected it to. Now, this time was definitely better than last time. Thank goodness. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's an hour drive for us to get there, an hour drive home. And you guys know what it is to set up at a market. It's a lot of work. So, oh, this was funny. I got a out for delivery notice for, I had to place another Premier Yarn order because I have a special order for all 3 of the Sanderson sisters, which I am dreading making. Plus, I had the other one that's already paid for that I need to have done for November 7th. It's market. And so I needed some colors. So I placed another order, and I was able to sneak in a few colors. A plush that they were out of stock of, only 2. Now they're out of stock of, or at least when I looked yesterday, they are out of stock on a bunch. And I would really like to get some more colors on the plush, plus the colors that I actually need, that I want to use. The browns, the black, white, but yesterday they were showing out of stock on all that stuff. Anyways, so I get the out for delivery notification, and we waited an extra 10 minutes before we left, which really makes a difference in traffic and shortens our setup time at the market. So it's like, we have to leave. And so I gave Jenna a text, and I asked her, was she working? And she said she got off at 3. So I explained the situation with the yarn order coming out, and it's one of her friends that has ordered the complete set of the Sanderson sisters. And I was like, it has the yarn in it that I need for Lance's order. Could you just swing by the house and, bring it up, throw it on the porch, whatever. I mean, you still have a house key. If you want to take the time to come inside, go ahead. Bring it in for me, please. And she said she would. So we go ahead and leave. And John had cut his hand. I skinned a spot on his hand. And he's like, oh, this is taking a long time to heal. And I'm like, dude, you need to put a Band-Aid on that. People would be like, ooh, you didn't touch my plushie. Well, I didn't have any Band-Aids with me. So we stopped at Family Dollar on the way. And he ran in to buy some Band-Aids. And while I was there, I checked my phone. I got the delivery confirmation. So we weren't even gone from the house 20 minutes. And in that time frame, the box was delivered. So I text Jenna right away saying I just got the delivery confirmation. And she was getting off work in 3 minutes. So that fortunately worked out well for us. She just swung by here, brought it in the house for me, and went on her merry way. And we went on our merry way to the market. So I did start on one doll yesterday. Anyhow, we get there, we get set up. All the spaces were sold out, but 9 vendors didn't show up. Even Brett, the coordinator, he was like, I don't know what's going on. And most of them were new vendors, new to that market that he sold the spaces to, and people just didn't show up. And he's like, I wonder if they're all caught in the same traffic, because, we're heading towards Tampa when we go to this market, and Tampa traffic is awful. And then on a Friday to boot, Tampa traffic is awful, awful, awful. It's never a fun drive. Coming home's not bad, but on the way there, it's never a fun drive. Anyways, we get set up, and we make our first sale at 5:21. And believe it or not, for most of the night, the kids were very well behaved. They weren't touching and fussing with everything until the last hour of the night. And then it was like, okay, you guys are making me nuts. Just making me nuts. But for the most part, they were very well behaved. So our first sale at 5:21 was Jack Skellington. And John was like, well, that's good. You won't have to sit on that Halloween item. I'm like, well, he's kind of like Halloween type Christmas because, he's from the show Nightmare Before Christmas. So I wouldn't mind if that one's, hung around for another market or two. I mean, obviously you want to sell it, but that I still would have put out. It's not like making a vampire, or well, maybe even vampires would still sell. But you know what I'm saying, the Halloween themed stuff. So then the second sale was at 5:25. When you start off so early with the sales, and they're like decent priced items and not just, you know, the 5, 10. You think, oh, it's going to be a good day. So the second sale was Toothless, one of Shannon's from Snuggle Beans Crochet Patterns, not the standing one, but like the baby one. And then a whale shark, so I only have one shark left now, and one of the sitting cats, the Pammy doll cats. So those are doing decent. I mean, when you think of the variety that I put out on display, to sell like average one a market, I think is decent. So I need to make some more because I have one left that has safety eyes, and I think 2 left that have the embroidered eyes to put in my little 3 and under section. Then at 5:46, we sold a Pikachu, Beck Made Studios little mini Pokemon, and a mini Stitch, and I do not remember the name of the designer on that one. That one was actually the Stitch, the blue one. And at 6:28, one of the little wiener dogs that I've been making, the pattern that has you put a sweater on it, but I just do mine solid and not put the sweater, save on all those color changes. At 6:43, a while back, and I've had this for a while, I bought an octopus pattern. And you're probably thinking, why on earth would you buy an octopus pattern? Because there's so many out there. But I liked this one because it was like a medium size, and it had the 2 color tentacles like Anchor has, but not the baubles. So I had made 2, and I finally sold one of those this time, which I was thrilled. You know, whenever you can get rid of things that have been hanging around for a while, it's really nice, but it's also super exciting when you sell new items. It's like, oh, I made a good choice on that pattern, you know. So I get excited when the new stuff sells, but then I also get excited when I sell something that's been hanging around. Let's face it, I get excited if I sell something. Then at 6:54, we sold an owl on a swing, which I have had that for a very long time, and another mini Stitch, but this one was the pink one, so it was Angel. I just have them in square as the same item number. Then I sold my first Poggy's Place cat in a bed. And even the mom was like, oh, look, it comes with the bed. It's so cute. So that was nice. And I actually have to make more of those because I have another custom order after I finish the Sanderson sisters for several items. And cats in the bed are one of them. Like 3, I think, is what I need to make for that. So that is a new item. I think I've had it at one market before, and that was the really dud market. I don't think I had them with me at the first of the month. So second market, and of course last one, it was so dead. Anyhow, then the next sale is at 7:09, and this one was exciting because I sold 2 new items. Actually, I sold 4 items, but 2 of them were brand new. One was Dolly, the Dachshund, the wiener dog. The pattern that Stacy Makes just came out with, by the way, is on sale through today, Sunday, the 26th, for 25% off. So that sold on its market debut. I was thrilled because it's kind of a medium size. Like, I have the Rose and Lily pattern, and it's really big, takes a long time. Then I have the little one, which is fairly quick. And this one is kind of not quite in the middle, but you could call it like a medium-sized. And I was looking for a medium-sized wiener dog. Now I have one. So I need to make another one, at least one more of that, for the next market, which is the good market. Hopefully it's going to be a kick butt market, because it'll be November and people should really be in that mindset of, I need to Christmas shop. Anyways, then in that same transaction, we sold another Pokemon Pikachu. So when I was remaking all my Pokemon over the last 2 weeks, I was doing like trying to do 2 of each. Some of them I just couldn't. So now I'm out of Pikachu again. So I'll have to make some more Pikachus. And in this same transaction, we sold another owl on a swing, which again has been around for a while. I made those a long time ago. So, and speaking of swings, I had this one little girl that was wanting to stretch the swing part, you know, the rope part of the swing over her head. And I had to tell her, that is not a necklace. It's not long enough. Do not try to put that over your head. I'm like, stop. And the last item in this transaction was another new one, which was exciting. And it was the little wiener dog in the bag. You know, it had the little purse. So that little girl was trying to decide between the puppy in the bed or in the little purse, and she chose the purse. So 2 brand new items in that transaction. So that was really nice, and an older item. Then at 7:25, we sold one of the little mini elephants from Avery Crafts a Lot, and my last Mabel chicken with wings. And it was a blue one. It had been around for a while. And it was like smaller than the other ones because of, I used Mystical, and it's a little bit thinner than the other Bernat yarns. I'm not sure what I had left over there for Bernat to make chickens with, but I think it's February. I have a farm and quilt show that I'm going to be setting up at. And I think chickens might do good there. So I'll have to make a few for that one. But for me, they are definitely doing better when you add the wings than just the basic Mabel chicken pattern. Then at 7:44, we sold another brand new item. Exciting always. And it was one of the geese from Crochet Grove. I did manage on Thursday night to get one more made. So I had 2 at the market, and we sold one. I was thrilled. And it was the one that had the mint ribbon. The other one I put coral, I think, on it. And in that same transaction, we sold another mini elephant from Avery Crafts a Lot. It's like I said, it's exciting when you get to sell the new stuff. At 8:01 p.m., we had an emergency toy sale. Dad needed a toy for the baby. And this was a little one, maybe a year old, maybe. And it's like, I showed him where all the items were that did not have safety eyes. And he picked my very last loaf cat for the little girl. So I get to pull the tag off, go to hand it to her, and she just starts kicking her legs. She was so excited to get that little toy. It was just cute. Just cute. Then at 8:06, we sold a Ninja Turtle. And surprise, surprise, it was not the orange one this time. It was a red one with the red mask. Then at 8:08, another new item. The little girl was looking at all the different dogs that I have, the smaller ones. She couldn't decide between one of the little wiener dogs, with the sweater, but mine are without the sweater. The baby pug, or the ones in the bed. Now, obviously the ones with the bed are a little higher price, so you want that to be what they pick. So I asked her what's her favorite kind of dog, and I told her what different ones that I had. I said, you have your little, I didn't call it a wiener dog with her, your little wiener dogs, you have the pug puppy, and then you have a Rottweiler, a Spaniel, and the Golden Retriever. And she's like, oh, which one's the Golden Retriever? So we showed her. And so she picked the puppy in the bed, which was the Golden Retriever. So that was nice, you know, because it's like I said, it's exciting when you sell the new stuff because it like confirms that you made the right choice on purchasing that pattern. Then we sold one of the old school egg-shaped mini birds, a yellow one. And at $8.27, sold one of the small stingrays from the free Instagram, I can talk, Instagram pattern. It's one, like, everybody uses it. At $8.55, we sold a mini scrump. Market closes at 9. So I was like, all right, before we start breaking down, I'll take a few minutes. Let me run to the restroom and just wait for me to get back. Well, one, because I wanted to do my after video, and then I still forgot. Sorry about that, you guys. So we start packing up, and John, he has his usual routine. He'll sit there and he'll take down all the loveys, and then he'll start on the double-stacked bookshelves. He'll get in the car swings put away, and the plushies that are on that, he'll start in the bag. And I always start with the white 4-tiered basket shelves, and each shelf I bag up into an individual bag and then put it into the bigger market bags. It's just, you know, easier come time to set up again. But while we're doing that, people come in, so we stopped. And my last sale of the night was at $9.21, and it was Bluey. And the two Blueys that I had with me this time were Tracy's from Travel Crochet. It was her pattern. So that was nice. I was thrilled to sell one of those. And of the 3 Bluey patterns that I have, actually, I think I might have 4, and one of them I haven't tried yet. It was a free one from Madeline Mako. But of the 3, I have one that makes a small one. I have one that I have to do a lot of modifying myself to get elements on it that I think that need to be on it, like the belly patch and all that. Tracy's has all that, and all of Tracy's is crocheted in. The only thing I played with on Tracy's pattern was doing it, the body section, in front loop only, because when I do belly patches or any kind of color patch, it tends to shift. If the plushie is facing you, it shifts to the right. If it's facing away from you, it shifts to the left, but mine always shift. And I just take that as being my very tight tension that I have. And I had seen that trick on an Instagram reel. I wish I could remember who made the reel. I do not remember, because it was months ago that I saw it. And I finally was like, oh, this will be a good pattern to test this on, because everything, like the whites of the eye is crocheted in. Her eyebrows are crocheted in. Now, I decided to embroider my eyebrows on just to give it a little dimension, but it worked great. It really worked good. So that sold at $9.21. And where I was going with that is, because hers is, everything's crocheted in. It is no-sew, except for you got to sew the muzzle on. And the ears. Okay, it's not no-sew. You sew the ears on and the muzzle. but you don't have to sew on a belly patch. You don't have to glue felt for the eyes, unless of course you want to. And I don't know, it was a cute pattern. I loved the little feet on it. It was cute. So that was the last sale tonight, was the Bluey. And let's see, let me find the right thing here. Okay, so I had a total of 17 transactions, and that was 26 items in the 17 transactions. So total sales were $407. Only $10 of that was cash. The rest was all card or Apple Pay or whatever. Had to go through Square. So my Square fees were $12.72, which left me with $394.28. And then, of course, you still have to deduct the $58 fee out of that. So somewhere around $340. And then you still have all your materials and everything. And that's when you start to question yourself, was this really worth it? But that is more money than I would have had if I would have just stayed home. Plus, we get out of the house. So it was a total of 24 plushies and 2 car swings, which both were owls. Do I have a number one seller? I have 4 items if you count the car swings, that I sold 2 of. So the first one would be the elephants from Avery Crafts a Lot. They're about this big. And then 2 Pokemon Pikachu, which are about this big. And I don't know if you can count this one or not. I mean, same pattern, I just did different colors. The mini Stitch, one was Stitch, one was Angel. And everything else was a 1, 1, 1, 1. So I find it very interesting, though, that the last 2 markets, I have not sold a myrtle or a chicken and egg. But this market's at the same location, and the one before this one was really bad. And I would say that this one was kind of mediocre. I mean, it was better. It wasn't normal, but it was better. So I still think I need to make more myrtles because I only have 5, I think. And myrtle normally does very, very well. And the next market, there's like, gosh, 1,000 times more people that come through than come through this other one. So I need to be ready for that one. So that was it. That was my big market recap, such as it is. And let's see. Tomorrow night, Monday, Heather and I are doing a live again, and I believe it is here on my channel this time at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Wednesday, hopefully I'll have some makes to share. I didn't get a whole lot done yesterday. And then, of course, hopefully Wednesday's video, possibly Thursday, depending on how things go. And I have no market this coming Friday, so I'll be able to do my, I'd like to say normal live, but my solo live that I was doing every Friday, and then all of a sudden I got all these markets on Fridays. So, I don't know, maybe I should just pick a different day and not worry about it. Anyhow, we will see you at one of those 3 times, either Monday night, Wednesday, or Friday night, or all 3. That's always good too. All right, we'll see you then.